These first-time homeowners need some useful outdoor living space, so we're helping them create a decked-out backyard.
I don't know that I've ever picked up a tool other than a screwdriver.
I've been helping homeowners improve their home for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help. Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about. This little house belongs to first-time homeowners Denver and Kara Hawsey. They have a 4-year-old daughter named Remy and a 3-week-old son named Rye.
We bought our house a couple of years ago. It's our first home that we've ever purchased, and we love it.
We picked it because it was a 3-2, you know, it was perfect size for a small family.
We loved how large the backyard was. And something else we were thinking about is having our kids play in the backyard. And right now, we're kind of limited. We can't exactly just open the door and let the kids run and go play.
There's obviously a lot of work to be done as far as there's weeds and random plants growing everywhere, and the ground's a little uneven. We'd love to have a space, patio, something like that, that we could just go out and enjoy.
Thinking about how to really transform our backyard into something that would be useful for our family and for friends and hosting, it was a little overwhelming. That was probably the one project that we kind of pumped the brakes and we were like, we might need to call in the big guns. We're not exactly sure where to start.
Pretty good sized space.
It's a nice backyard, plenty of room, nice shade. They really need an entertainment area out here.
Yeah, it's a blank slate ready for some action.
Were you thinking of something down on the ground like a patio, or were you thinking of a deck?
Well,
What you have in mind?
With the steps, obviously coming out, something that was maybe a little more level.
Yeah, you know, I always think about situations like that. If you're bringing food or toys or whatever out, you've got to negotiate the
Immediately going down the stairs.
I think maybe a deck would work really well here.
That would be awesome. Just a straight surface to walk right out onto and not have to worry with the steps.
Sure.
A lot safer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be kind of big, but I'm seeing this pad and the carport are like on the same level. Maybe have the deck tie in over there.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, totally. That'd be awesome.
Would still have to have some stairs going off somewhere, but at least it wouldn't be the very first thing
Right
you
off
deal
that.
with when you go out.
Exactly.
And then we'd want to do something with this. Maybe we could support that.
So you would keep that overhang?
Yeah, I think we'd keep the overhang and maybe support it off the wall or the new deck.
Love it.
I think it's pretty good. We got to figure out how big this thing's going to be here. So we'll remove the existing stairs, handrails, and posts. Then we'll add diagonal braces to support the roof overhang. The deck will be 20 feet wide and 12 feet deep with new stairs on the side nearest the kitchen door. To create interest, we'll cut out a small area in the center for a planting bed and use horizontal cables instead of traditional railings. So when Bear delivers the materials, we're ready to get started. Man, this is a lot of wood we've got to carry around back.
We?
Yeah, we.
We're going to help you this time. There's a first time for everything.
Okay, you guys are all rested up and ready for this fun?
Hey,
Yes.
I doubt it with a new baby.
Oh yeah, with a new baby, maybe you aren't rested up.
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take all of this out. We'll have to do a little digging to get these posts out. Don't touch this one or that one right there. I'll figure out how to support that.
I'm wondering what my job will be. Hopefully I could just get to hold a baby.
You slinging the sledgehammer?
I've never sledgehammered something. Is
Oh, there's a first time.
that
There
a
we go.
verb, sledgehammered?
Sure.
So they just handed me a sledgehammer and it must have been a mistake because I don't know that I've ever picked up a tool other than a screwdriver. Oh, ow!
Oh boy.
Yeah, this ain't happening. What the heck?
She's not making any impact, any progress with this sledgehammer.
Mine was nailed in more.
Let's definitely blame the tool on this. It's the tool. So clearly the sledgehammer is broken. It can't be her swings.
I wasn't kidding when I said I've never really used tools before. I'm pretty well convinced the sledgehammer was broken. This is not user error, just so you know. It definitely wasn't a user error by any means. Mine's faulty.
Is this one?
All right, swing it, girl.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah.
It's fine. We don't need the concrete steps anymore.
I don't need my shins either. All right, I'm tapping out.
All right, my turn.
All right, well, I loosened it up.
I think she loosened it up.
Yeah, she did the hard work. I agree.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Before we remove the post holding up the roof, we add some temporary supports so we can attack the concrete porch. Because of the level of the deck, this has to go. Sometimes it's real easy, sometimes not so much. It depends a lot on how your luck is running.
Picking up the sledgehammer is awesome. I'm excited to get going. And I think we're gonna be able to take care of this concrete block in no time.
All right.
So, no time wasn't really a good time frame there. We had to put our backs into it with the sledgehammers.
Okay, Bear, you're up. Look at Smirky Bear. That's what we call Smirky Bear right there. Oh, you watch those.
Watch that ankle.
You really put your foot in that one, didn't you?
That's what you call, what do you call that? Karma?
Karma. Wow.
Well, we got it all loosened up for him, hey?
Goodness.
I remember when I was a little kid, I would be around the house where work was being done. I always wanted to get involved in that,
Right.
and I can tell Remy is ready.
I was definitely getting wore out, and she came along and distracted Danny at just the right time.
Put both hands on this, like this, and then just hit that right there. You don't have to hit it hard. You ready? Let's go. Oh, man, hit it again. Whoa, look at there. Good job.
And the added effort from Remy definitely put us over the edge there, helped us get those steps taken care of.
Good job, high five. Oh, whoo. Whoa, wow.
There aren't many reasons to use nail polish in the workshop, but here's one of them. Many tools come with markings that are virtually impossible to read. Wire strippers with little gauge numbers there. Many squares have numbers and graduations that are hard to read. Sockets in particular. Here's a 13 millimeter socket. I mean, I don't know if it's me or what, but that's virtually impossible to read. So we're going to highlight it with white nail polish. So shake it up, make sure it's mixed well, and just brush it on. You don't have to worry about if it's a little sloppy, because most of this is going to come off in a second or two. And brush it on, a nice coating over the entire area. And we're going to let this rest for a minute. You don't want to let it get completely dry. We're going to have to set up for a few seconds. Let me show you now this square. Again, numbers are pretty big and relatively easy to read. But look at that. Once it's highlighted, how much easier it is to see those little graduation lines. So that's what the white nail polish really does for you. Okay, it's only been a few seconds. Let's see how that works. Look at that. 13 millimeters, clear as a bell.
Simple Solutions is brought to you by Titebond, the pro's advantage.
After the break,
Danny takes off in the truck.
things don't always go as planned. We're helping Denver and Kara add a deck on the back of their house. Now that the old tiny back porch is gone, we can start laying out the deck.
So Dad, we have the two landings that we're trying to tie together. How do we make sure that it's level from one landing to the next?
Well, you could have a big builder's level that you're shooting grades and so
Right.
forth, but a little $4 line level is all I need to tie that one landing into the other.
And then we use the chalk line to make sure it stays that way?
Pop a line.
Are the nails the only thing holding this up?
No, we're gonna have to put bolts in it. Anytime you generally hear anything about deck failure, it's because the ledger board was not installed correctly. People will just put a few nails in it and think that that will do it, but without support under it, you've got to be able to support it and tie it back in to the house. That's why that is probably the most important board we're gonna put on this deck.
So it's a ledger board when it's attached to the house, but a band joist when it's on piers?
Correct. By attaching the two side band joists now, we can establish the footprint and the height of the deck, which makes laying out the location for the support post much easier. Have you actually ever seen one of these things?
I haven't.
This it's called a quick tube, and it's perfect for just forming. We'll actually put these down in the ground, pour a fast setting concrete, and put a little saddle, a little galvanized metal saddle that'll hold a 6x6. So it's a great way to do it. The only problem is someone's got to dig the hole.
I feel like Danny's favorite phrase there after a while was, "I nominate Denver."
Look at there.
Nice.
So there you go, and I'll check back with you later. You know, it's probably pretty obvious that I generally have the homeowners do the things that I don't like to
You
do
don't
that much.
quite like,
Do you
yeah.
think that's real obvious?
I mean, it's obvious to me, but they don't see you every week, so
Good.
maybe.
It's working good for me then.
Once the holes are complete, we mix some fast-setting concrete to pour into the forms and set J-bolts, which will secure our metal saddles into the wet concrete.
All right, where's the last hole, Dad?
Well, it's right here.
Are you gonna just chisel it out, or?
Well, I mean, we could bust that corner out. By the time we did that, we could get rid of the whole thing. I think me and Bear's got an idea.
Uh-oh. I'm afraid. If Dad and Bear have an idea together, I'm afraid.
The plan is to remove one band joist and strap the concrete stairs to my truck so we can drag them out of the way. But after several tries, there's no real movement, so I decide to get a running start.
Danny takes off in the truck, and the strap just explodes.
Well, that didn't work.
There's plenty of daylight left, so just help yourself. We'll see you in the morning.
Wait. You serious? Is he serious?
Dad, you aren't really gonna make him use a sledgehammer overnight, are you?
No, not really. I have a jackhammer coming in the morning, but
More power.
maybe he'll grab a hold of that jackhammer.
Yeah. Well, that's always a little
That's
fun.
a lot of fun.
Early the next morning, we used the jackhammer to shave some weight off of the steps before we pull them out of the way with a new strap. Now we can continue framing and begin setting the 6x6 posts that will support the deck.
You know, a lot of people, when they're building decks or other outdoor projects, they want to dig a hole, put a treated post in, and then pour concrete around. And it's really not the best idea because moisture can get to that post. Even though it's pressure treated, you'll have some problems down the road. So us pouring the concrete footings that we've done, put the galvanized saddles down there with the J-bolt in it, really provides a lot of strength. And then you'll see on the bottom of the post, we have a hole that will go right over the J-bolt. Then we'll screw all of this off, and then we'll have a really good foundation for this deck.
The most secure way to install our 4x4 posts is to attach them to the structure below the deck. So we're doing that with a few screws to get them secure. Then we'll come back behind that with some carriage bolts to really tighten them up. Then we'll cut our deck boards around the posts before we attach them.
Boy, when we started putting those floor joists in, it started coming together really quickly.
As the frame goes up, I can really start to see how the deck is going to take shape, and it's all just getting so exciting.
So these are the joist hangers. So even though these joists are tacked on, we want to put these on for extra security.
Oh. So I thought I was bad at using tools, but that was quickly amplified when Chelsea handed me some joist contraption. What the nail? Did you get all four? How? I'm on my first one. So I kept thinking that there was something wrong with the tool or the materials I was handed, but I think that the problem is really just me. I think I'm just an indoors gal.
If you've ever tried to drill into, say, something like brick or concrete or any type of masonry, you know that it can be a very difficult project if you don't have the right tool. Well, I've got the right tool for you. This is the DeWalt hammer drill. Now this thing packs a lot of punch, and I want to show you why. Of course, you can always use the 20-volt battery that you have already with some of your other DeWalt tools. But what makes this hammer drill special is it uses the flex volt. Now take a look at this size of this battery, huh? Now you know you're getting a powerful punch. When you attach this to the drill, it recognizes that it's now connected to the flex volt. What does that mean? It basically recognizes the fact that it's going to have more power, up to 42% more power using this battery. So you basically go from a 20-volt battery up to a 60-volt battery. So you can drill into the brick or the concrete or whatever it is you need to in no time flat.
This Best New Product segment is brought to you by the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Coming up,
You think I can stain a deck and hold you?
multitasking at a whole new level.
Said yeah.
With all of the framing on Denver and Kara's deck complete, we're ready to start installing the deck boards.
Yeah, the lumber we're using here is different than normal pressure-treated wood because it's KDAT or KDAT. What does that stand for?
Killed, dried after treatment. So they do the pressure treatment,
right?
Then they put it back in the kiln to pull a lot of the moisture out. So it's still treated, but now you can go ahead and put your stain on it or pour
right
a clear
away.
sealer or whatever you want without waiting. And plus the quality of this wood, the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Now to create some permanent support for that roof.
You know, when you're trying to figure out different angles like we need to on this porch support, you can do all kind of calculations, you can figure things out, or you can just grab a piece of wood and scribe it, and that is always accurate.
Meanwhile, Chelsea begins installing lattice around the base of the deck.
I wouldn't mind working by myself if everyone was busy, but
Once we attach some horizontal support and a rail cap to the handrail post, the deck is ready for Denver and Kara to begin staining.
Where's that other brush? I want my turn.
You gotta put it right down first.
I can stain a deck and hold a baby.
Oh yeah? So my wife, who gave birth about 3 weeks ago, is holding our newborn and has a brush in her hand helping me stain.
I got it. I can be a lefty.
You sure?
Yeah.
So props to her, she's a rock star.
Gotta get things done.
Yeah, that's why I married her. She's awesome.
every morning when I show up to Kara and Denver's house to work on the deck, I notice how beautiful their new roof is, and then I see the mildew stain from where the tree overhangs their roof. I just couldn't help myself because this is the perfect application for extreme reach hose in. I'm able to attack the mold and mildew on top of the roof without getting on a ladder.
Next, Chelsea and Bear begin drilling all of the holes for the stainless steel rail system.
Okay, Bear, I love templates. Which way goes up and down going this way?
Okay, we have this one.
Okay.
We put it in, push it all the way up. That's for one side.
So that's for the ones running parallel to the house?
Yes.
Okay.
And you take it off, flip it over.
Right.
Which is 1/2 inch offset.
So that's so when they're going into the corner, they don't hit each other.
Correct.
This railing system has a lot of components and a lot of drilling is involved, but for the most part, it's pretty simple to put together once you get everything figured out.
You know, another thing I love about the system is this is quality. I mean, everything's stainless steel and it's not going to rust. It's going to hold up really well.
You can tell just by the feel of it. It's high quality.
Oh, yeah.
Very sleek.
And safe, you know, it's going to be safe for the kids.
Once the rail system is complete, the final touch is adding an anti-slip coating to the deck stairs. TrackSafe is a transparent sealer that repels water, resists mold and mildew, and creates a slip-resistant surface on almost any material, from concrete and ceramic to bare or painted wood.
And the good thing is it's so easy to apply the sealer. You basically just use a 3/8 inch roller of any size, and then you just apply one even coat, then allow it to dry about 6 to 8 hours, and then apply a second coat. And just think about how much safer it'll be for the family.
Denver and Kara's house has a good-sized backyard, but there wasn't any kind of outdoor living space that would allow them to enjoy it. Now, they've got a brand new deck that's essentially become an additional room outside the house. Using the deck to connect the back door and breezeway creates multiple entry points and the opportunity for a circular flow of traffic when entertaining. The deck stain they chose contrasts beautifully with the color of the house and complements its rustic style, while the stainless steel cable rail system adds a slight industrial feel and allows the deck to have unobstructed views in all directions.
We are pumped. Everything is picture perfect, and we can't wait to entertain people and have friends over.
Yeah, everything's even better than we pictured it. It just looks so professional, modern, it fits the house. It's
We're going to
awesome.
be making a ton of memories out there for sure.
It's been a real family experience, and for me personally, I'm inspired now that we have this awesome deck in the backyard to do more projects, you know, take on some more stuff. We've already started talking about all the different ideas.
I have another list though, aside from your list of things to do.
You know, I absolutely love working with young couples like Denver and Kara because the completion of this deck made them think of all kinds of other projects they would like to take on. Maybe a little landscaping, maybe some overhead lighting. I hope we do the same thing to you, to inspire you to take on a few projects around your home. I'm Danny Lipford, along with my daughter Chelsea. We'll see you next week here on today's Homeowner.
There's a strange noise coming from the leaves, and I'm scared something giant is about to emerge. I don't see anything. It's probably bigger than you would, I mean, it's probably smaller.